afternoon everybody. Back out on the hills today. It's a late start, just at about 3:20 now, and we've been walking for just about 20 minutes or so from the car. Plan for today's trip is to go for a wild camp up Stob Ghabhar. So it's the 19th of May, the weather's been really good the last few days. At the moment, good weather with blue skies, a little bit of cloud, and we're just going to take it easy and going up to the summit, and hopefully we'll get a decent sunset and maybe even a sunrise. So I'll be doing lots of footage on the way and updating you as we go. This is where we leave the track which is taking us from Loch Tulla, and we start up on the approach to the waterfall, which we'll follow to get into the quarry on Stob Ghabhar. So you can just see there in the background the main mountain. That's Stob Ghabhar, where we're headed, and our point that we're going to, the waterfall, is just round about here. So we've got to get up that slope. This is where, if you were doing the two Munros, first of all Stob Ghabhar and then Stob Ghabhar, you would continue on the path here, up Stob Ghabhar first of all, and then you approach Stob Ghabhar from the quarry on the north side. But today we're going to be going up this route, which is the normal route of descent. So we just go up there as a path that winds its way to the right hand side of the waterfall, and this is probably in terms of hauling the bags up, it's the worst part of the day. The plan is, once we get to the top of the waterfall, we'll get our water bottles filled, and that will do us for the overnight trip. So we'll get a bite to eat here and a drink, and then head up this slope. So it was 22 degrees when we left the car, which isn't bad for mid-May, but we're certainly feeling it on this ascent. It's currently around about 370 metres, but it's just a grind. We'll get up this bit, and then at the top of the waterfall, as I said earlier, we will fill up with the water, get about 3 litres. That will keep us going overnight, but just taking it easy so we can pace ourselves on this steep section. So we made it to the top of the waterfall there. It was quite a steep bit to cross. It seems worse than it used to. Either I'm getting older, or I think the path is far more eroded these days. There's quite a lot of rocky sections, and definitely need to take care. First time I was up here was back in 1994, and we never saw a thing. It was meant to be a nice summer's day, but the cloud was down. But certainly in the last 30 years, I'm guessing there must have been a fair few thousand footsteps around here. But anyway, that's us at the top of the waterfall. We are going to stop, get some water, and then I'll turn you around, and then we head up that slope on the here. We're just going to follow that up and then keep going to the summit. Currently we're sitting about 505 metres, so about halfway there, and hopefully that cloud that you can see up there doesn't come down. It's a great spot here just to fill up the water bottles. Just filter it while we're here, gives an excuse for a longer seat. So we reckon 4 litres should be enough. Try and drink about 1 litre on the remaining 500 metres ascent, and then that gives us 3 litres at the summit. And then the way back down in the morning, we've got this river again we can fill up at, so it just makes it a wee bit easier. It's always a major consideration when you're going away these wild camps, looking for water sources, because last thing you want to do is get dehydrated. So that's us reached 885 metres. It was quite a slog coming up there from the quarry. We definitely felt that extra 4 kilograms, but we've not got long to go now. There's a little bit of cloud about, but hopefully it'll stay clear. Definitely not so good out to the east if I swing around. You can see that there's quite a lot of cloud out beyond Bendoran and Benacallada and Benacrechen. And that's over to Stob Ghabhar. It was amazing the work that's gone into these fence posts. Wouldn't fancy going up to 885 metres and putting that in, but here they are. It must have been done back in the Victorian times. Looking across Glen Glass towards Ben Cruachan in the distance, and then coming round towards Ben Nanachinen and Ben Starav, which were up just a week ago on Saturday. So it's definitely better out to the west and definitely to the far southwest, much better. We're hoping the cloud will dissipate as we go further into the evening, because at the moment it's just about 6:10, so fingers crossed. A bit more wind than we were expecting. Forecast had suggested 5 to 15 miles an hour, but this is a wee bit more, but it's not too bad. Heads up, doubly fast as well. This part of the walk, you just follow the fence posts if ever you're up in bad visibility. So you can see the line continues along here to the summit in the centre, but it's always good if you happen to get in a situation where you've very low visibility, you do have these fence posts. Again, I really don't fancy coming up here to put these in 100 plus years ago. They've done a fantastic job though, stood the test of time. Looking up towards the summit here, now that we've got onto the ridge, there's a tiny snow patch down there. When we came up the first time in 1994, there was actually still snow down at the Lochen in July. It was like the 5th of July I think, but quite incredible. Just the summit cairn up there. So, here we are, 3.5 hours from the car. Not bad. We had a big stop too to get the water. Now we'll get pitched. So looking down towards Cruachan, coming round to the Glenetif Hills, Ben Nachinen, Ben Starav, Stopcoin and Alpenach, and coming round further, starting to head up towards Bidian, Glencoe. You've got the Buckle and Ben Nevis in the far distance. So that's the tent set up. All ready. And we've got water on. Get something to eat. Fine view out to the west. So, just going to get something to eat now. It's just coming up for about 8 o'clock and getting a bit peckish. So on tonight's menu, we're starting off with a katsu curry starter with some coffee, and then later on we're having a wayfarer chili and rice. So I'll get tucked into that and just enjoy these scenes over the west, and I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get a good sunset here. Sun just breaking through the cloud there, but it's catching a lochin. You can see it shining away there in the foreground. Quite amazing. So the midge just won. The net had to go on, just getting a wee bit unpleasant. But I'm not happy about this cloud, which seems to be coming in. It's moving quite quickly from east to west, and that's potentially going to block the sunset. So the clouds are coming in all round about us. We're hoping that the sun might still drop below that distant band of cloud and come through the mists. But as you can see over here now, it's very cloudy. But it does seem to be sticking in the corrie and not getting over the ridge. So if it can just stay there, that would be nice. Can't beat a night in the Scottish mountains with the midge net. And it looks like the curtains are closing as we wait for sunset. The cloud is rolling in all round about us. Well, this is sunset time, and the clouds rolled in and the curtains fully closed 15 minutes ago, which is rather annoying, but anyway, it's a good excuse to come back. I've actually been up here before doing a summit camp in I think it was about 2018. It was actually the first summit camp I ever did, and that time it was clearer, but there was also cloud out to the west, and we got about 10 minutes when the sun went down, when everything turned bright orange, and it was fantastic. I was hoping for a repeat of that, but it was not to be. It's just grey. But we're hoping that it might clear for sunrise. But that's the current scenes. So stay up for a bit longer just in case there's a miracle clearance and it blows through, but it's not looking very likely. So I've just had a slight clearance there at 10 to 10. Looking a wee bit better. Not sure if it's just a break in the cloud here or if this is a sign that the cloud is just going to disappear. A further clearance. And of course you can see the clouds just lingering there in the corrie. So it's about 5:15. When I woke up earlier it was totally cloudy. I've been keeping an eye on it, and even though sunrise was about 20 minutes ago, we are starting to see a clearance coming through, which is good. So we're just up at the summit of Stob Ghabhar, and that's the view at the moment. Coming round, and there's a slight clearance there to the south also. Oh, good morning everybody. It's 6 o'clock in the morning at the summit of Stob Ghabhar, and the clouds have parted again. After looking out at 1:30 and I could see the moon but nothing round about me, only the moon above, and then again at about 4:30 when it was zero visibility, the clouds have started to disperse and we've got an inversion. So turning around, so I've been doing some time lapse which I'll show you, but really impressive view there over Rannoch Moor, and it changes all the time. And then looking down you can see Ben Louis coming round onto Ben Cruachan and over to Ben Starav and the hills over at Glen Etive and down to the camp site there. So we were disappointed we never got an actual sunset. We'd get really good views prior to that when the sun was behind some cloud which was further west than us, and you were getting nice silhouette ranges of all the different mountains, but just at the last 15 minutes before the sun was due to go down, the clouds closed in. It did clear a little bit as I showed you last night, just after about 10 o'clock, and then closed in again. So See a Brocken spectre there in the centre, and the shadow of the summit of the mountain against the cloud. Fantastic. As usual, leave no trace. That's everything packed up. It's 7:30 and the camp is all packed up. So we'll just come up here to the summit and I'll do a little bit of film here. I don't know if I'll take much on the way back down, but just wanted to thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this adventure, which actually turned out really good. It started off looking very hopeful, and then we were a wee bit disappointed we didn't get the full sunset last night, but the temperature inversion and all the different cloud effects this morning have helped to make up for that. So it just means I've got to come back another time to get a full sunset from this one, but it's been a great trip. Hope you've enjoyed it, as I say. Remember, you can follow Scottish Climber on Instagram and on Twitter, and I'll put the links on the screen. And you can also subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. And I look forward to catching you on the next adventure.